Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two to our finale of A Tale D20 Presents Tarot Mask, a New Generation Story, where four friends join together to tell a story of mythic proportion. So, without further ado, let's remove the bookmark and conclude our epic core. We find ourselves now, the middle of the afternoon. We hear the raucous sounds of cheering. We hear the sounds of drums banging, horns blowing, and cut to, as the manga page turns, the stands at Metro Tin High, full of alumni and students alike as they look down, the sun beginning to set into the evening as the Metro Tin High football team, the Adams, are playing against the Weston High School Trojans. There, we cut to the sides of, in front of the bleachers, ahead of the fence, where we see it's a floating stadium about a few hundred feet in the air. Beneath it are circular tubes that stretch across the length of, or I should say the diameter of, a football field. Underneath it, as these yellow and green energies are shooting down to keep it afloat. We then cut to where we see an enthusiastic cheerleading squad cheering on the football team as we turn the page and we immediately zoom in to Lula May, who has made it and has not had her role taken over by Jessica, or I should say Jennifer.
Yes.
And is cheering on. So we'll start with you, Lula May. How are you performing your cheerleading theatrics, leading on this rally for the rest of the Metroton Adams?
Oh, Jennifer Jessica's has really been throwing me off my game recently. And right now I am channeling all of every bit of the mask that I wear day to day. That's being funneled through right now. It is big. It is dramatic. It is enthusiastic. It is all fake. And I am just performing so hard. And every now and then I flex just a little harder than I probably should. As I'm, conducting these very acrobatic moves with my team. It's not quite magic.
But it's magical to the audience as your cheers and your acrobatics are lifting the stadium. You can hear the loud roars as the manga page turns and we just see about a 5'7" student crashing into one of the Metroton High athletes, falling to the ground as everyone here, ooh! The scoreboard shows 27-27 with only a few seconds on the clock. We are at the fourth down and we are at least 125 yards from making a touchdown. An impossible length, though, in possession of the ball. and everyone looking over, we see Bryce Oberon, captain of the football team, the quarterback, as all of you huddle up, I should say all of the Metroton High Atoms huddle up as they await orders and what they're going to do to win the game. As we cut to Bryce in his football jersey and helmet. Bryce, you look around and see all the other students staring at you, or see all of your teammates staring at you, looking for some sort of inspiration or some way out, some way to show that you can win this.
All right, Adams, get your heads in here. We got to go for the Hail Mary. That's the only chance we're going to get it downfield and get the touchdown. Look, we've been practicing. I know. There's a shift. There's an easy punt. There's a few things we can do here, but the scouts are in the stands. We got to put on a show. This is for the big ones. And Justin, make sure you're open. It's coming to you.
Justin looks over at you, dude. That's impossible. Do you see how far we have to go? There's no time left on the clock.
Trust me. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Come on, we gotta go. Come on, Adam, smash! And I'll clunk our heads together and get in formation. And I will start to charge up knowing that I'm going to use my powers.
Okay. So you go ahead and begin to charge a little bit. To do this type of use of your powers, you don't really need to use much here, so it's going unnoticed, though Justin kind of looks back and gives you a double take and rubs his eyes for a moment, and you can see the trepidation in his eyes as he slowly steps back to his wide receiver position, looking over at you. You do the countdown as we hear the cheers as the ball is snapped back to you. You catch it, looking around, and go and get ready. Describe how you perform this feat.
Yeah, so ball snapped in my hand. I take a few steps back. I look for the openings as discussed to see if there's any switch-ups in the plan. There's always a backup in addition to the main plan, and I can see that we got coverage, but in this moment, I start to hold the football and infuse it with my energy, and I can see almost as if I'm pushing the pieces of a chessboard, and I'm moving them, and the people sort of open up, and I say to myself, I justify it knowing that I'm doing this for Justin, because I'm a superhero. But this is for my dude. This is for my friends. And I take a step back, and I will use my overcharging flare after sort of charging up just enough energy to ensure that when I throw this football, it's spiraling perfectly. It's going almost supersonic, but most importantly, it is tracking. It is bending itself to get, tucked into his arm perfectly for him to run over the touchdown, the touchdown goal in perfect timing. And I take a few steps back, do this mental calculation, and you see sort of a jitter in his hand as the powers activate, and boom, the ball spirals and goes as I launch the downfield, almost past people. Instead of arcing up, it's almost like a bullet. And that's how I'm able to sort of get it past people to him in the right spot as fast as unhumanly possible.
And Justin had all the faith in you, and he was running past. The defenders are looking, wondering where is he going as the ball shoots up, splitting into different possibilities, different realities as it hits the perfect one. Even Justin himself seems to have something about him was no, this way, and runs and perfectly just lifts up his hand and he catches it perfectly, even looking shocked at the ball in his hand as he crosses over.
As he jumps up and catches it, hits him so hard that it actually impacts him over the finish line. Like the force of him catching it sort of knocks him as the time ends.
Oh, perfectly. He catches it and he's like, and it carries him back, and he's holding it in his hands, and he's just flying back, landing into the end zone, collapsing it into his chest before landing onto the ground in a daze as the scoreboard increases. And showing that the winners, as the time runs out, are the Metroton High Atoms. The crowd goes wild at this, as the cheerleaders are jumping and screaming. But my question is, Lula May, does she notice Bryce using his powers?
100%. I know what this looks like, and that was not possible. But when it's happening, Lula May makes a show and calls to the rest of her team to do one of their most fabulous moves, their most fabulous routines. Jessica looks at me a little bit like we didn't plan this, but everyone else goes ahead and follows suit. And we do a very fantastic display of cheerleading athleticism, hoping to take some of the attention off of Bryce so no one's looking just too closely.
Okay, fantastic. This display of cheerleading prowess distracts anyone from noticing, as Bryce, you are tackled by all of your teammates, lifted up on their shoulders as everyone starts running in. We hear the announcer goes, and the Atoms have done it! The Atoms have done it! They smashed their way through! They've smashed their way through, and they are the winners! And everyone is going wild. Everyone is leaving the stands. And as the manga page turns and we shift up, we see as people are making their way down, we see Samara, who would have arrived or just arrived here and witnessed this. And when you are kind of looking at your friends, and you see Lula May and Bryce and the rest of them just all in a circle, like huddling together, celebrating without you. With the manga page turns and we get to a panel where we see a beautiful woman, pale moon-kissed skin, wearing a circular sun hat and a long black dress. Sariella Gibson walks down the bleachers and sits next to you, crossing her legs as her high heels clack against the concrete floor. I'm glad that the Atoms were able to win. That was an amazing play by Bryce, I believe. Well, there you're... but they seem so happy. Samara, shouldn't you be down there with your friends?
I mean, I'm not on the cheating squad, and I'm not on the football team. I'm supporting them as best as I can. Yeah.
Well, you're not on the cheerleading squad, you're not on the football team. It just seems like you're back in the shadows. How come they get to shine bright while, well, you're back here in the bleachers? It just seems unfair.
Not everyone is meant for the spotlight. That's all right.
But some of us, and she gets really close to you and places her hand on your shoulder, are meant to shine bright. Remember what I told you? I read it in your cards. And when she says that, you feel a little sensation, a little burning from the card that she gave you in your pocket. I think that some stars are blotted out by the false light of others, and only when they realize their true power are they able to shine the way that they were meant to be. Remember what I said, Samara? You are a brilliant woman, and I don't want to see your talents shadowed by others. As she looks back over at Bryce and Lula May celebrating with the rest of the school at this point, as a lot of people have already taken themselves upon the field. Well, I will leave you to it. I have some preparations to make for the homecoming dance tonight. I think it would be an extraordinary presentation. I pulled out all of the stops, only the best for the Metro 10 Atoms.
Thank you for your insight. I hope that we can meet under different circumstances next time.
Oh, I'm sure we will see each other again very soon, Miss Cavani. She gets up, dusts off her dress, fixes her hat, and smiles. Her smile is wide and curves up like the crescent of a moon before she walks over, stepping down the bleachers, and heads off, going to wherever she plans to be heading next. The rest of the day continues on without any troubles. It's Riley and it's wild, and the students have dragged at this point Bryce and the rest of the football team off, and so it's kind of like the popular kids, if you will, heading on their own, which include Lula May and Bryce, leaving Samara alone. Where did we find Samara goes? Right now, the day is pretty much end, and it's like an early dismissal. As everyone prepares for homecoming, everyone's been asked, and everyone's heading there together or separate, depending. But Samara, you find yourself alone at this point. Is there anything you wish to do, or you're heading anywhere?
I think the only place that Samara would probably find solace right now would be her room. The room that she shared with her foster sister, who she desperately wishes was around right now.
All right. So Samara, you head back home as the sun is starting to set more and more, and the night sky shows as we have brilliant new moon showcasing like in the sky. It's completely black, but still there is a shadow, like a light that illuminates from this new moon as the clouds break and the page turns, and we pan over a beautiful, bright, scenic view of the overhead of Metro 10 City. So, as you head back to your home, Samara, we fast forward slightly as we prepare for the evening, as it is homecoming evening. So we turn the manga page and we find ourselves at the Laveau home inside of Lula May's bedroom. A portal is seen closing up as Rip or Bryce had channeled them into that room. With you all being in there, what happens with Bryce and Lula May now that we're inside of her bedroom, preparing for homecoming this evening?
Lula May is right now just walking into her ridiculously fabulous walk-in closet and grabbing her gown. It's very diamond-esque, and she goes ahead and grabs that. And as she's doing so, she just quietly says over her shoulder, "Bryce, I really appreciate you bringing me here. You know, after what Sammy told me, I didn't necessarily want to, I thought maybe it'd be best to get some time away from Daddy. I saw he was in the stands watching. He always does. He's very supportive." And you see just a weight on Diamond.
Yeah, no worries, Lula. I absolutely could take you wherever. Like, we don't have to be here if it's upsetting you. And I don't know how. I don't even know how to. I'm still processing it myself. It's just, I can't even imagine what you're going through right now. As you see, sort of like he sort of has like his own like guilt on his mind right now as he turns away.
I grabbed the dress. Put it in one of those like sleeves to protect it. I grab a little makeup bag, and things to style myself. I turn to you. Oh, let's talk a little bit more when we get to your place, maybe. I noticed, and it's okay. I just go up to you and I hug you.
I justified it by saying that I was doing it for Justin. I probably could have made that throw.
No, it couldn't. Nobody could have. And that's the truth. But nobody noticed. I think, I did my best to put on quite a display.
I saw you flipping an extra flip for me. It felt like I don't know why I did it. I felt like the pressure was so tremendous right now that like if we didn't win, like we'd be such losers. And I feel like I'm fine. I'm going to be a superhero. Like we're trying, you know what I mean? Yeah, but like, I don't know. What superhero cheats for his friends?
Honestly, I don't think those are stories that get told. But that doesn't mean that they don't happen.
Just feels stupid. We could have done something else.
I grab you by the shoulders. You see, like, the dress is just draped over my arm as I grab you by the shoulders. Bryce, I want you to hear me right now. You are 16 years old. You were given powers by some forces that we do not understand. And you have a family that is very high performing and high expectations. And, well, I know something about that. And you can't be expected to always make the right choice, the honorable choice. You're a child still, like me. And I know that we are very fantastic, I will say, but that doesn't mean that we have to be perfect all the time. Just keep making better choices. You keep making a choice the next day and you hope it'll be better than the last and that you leave the world a little brighter. And I think you will.
Thanks, Lula. I'm going to give you like a big, strong embrace and really hug you tightly and just sort of say like, I don't know where I'd be without you and Sammy.
Well, don't worry. All this soft, touchy-feely stuff, I still think that you're quite annoying. So don't worry. I will still bust your chops anytime I can.
Yeah, I don't expect to sort of hear the end of this anytime soon. So, but let's go. And I will say, can I take that from you? And I'll offer like an arm to grab your.
What a
suitcase.
gentleman. Of course. Thank
Have
you
to
so
put on a
much.
show today, as expected
Well,
of
it's,
the
yeah.
court. And I will sort of point to the seams of her closet door. And as I do, the sort of like a fade away, and then I'll grab the handle and pull it and push, and it will open up into my bedroom, into my house where we can go. I can get on my tuxedo, and she can get on her dress, and we can prepare for the homecoming at our pace and plan for the royal court as we're hoping to become king and queen and talk about that, but we'll see what happens. And I'll say after you.
I bow, very lovely. I suppose it's a courtesy, but, well, I don't know. These gender norms are always so silly. But I'll say I bow, and I walk right through that door.
And I will follow behind and close it, and it will go back to its normal closet door shape.
Fantastic. And then we turn the manga page once again, and we find ourselves in the abode of Samara Kavani. Samara, you find yourself walking into your room, and as you do, you feel a buzz on your phone. When looking down and reading the text, it's your foster father that says, make sure the room is clean and you put your stuff away. Get rid of all that other old lingering things because you're having a new sibling coming in. They'll be here in a few days, and be on your best behavior. What do you do after you see this text, looking at your sister's belongings that are still there, and seeing that your foster father is telling you to pack them up and get rid for someone new?
Samara had a lot of time to pack up Chloe's belongings. Well over 6 months. But having it out and leaving her side of the room untouched in a way was a comfort. It almost made it feel like Chloe had just stepped out, either use the restroom or, went out to run an errand. The fact that her stuff was still there meant that she might come back. And the fact that she was now being told to set aside those, there is no reality in where Chloe comes back, and she's well aware of that. But being told to clean up the space to make room for someone else that's not Chloe, that's the part that really sets Samara over. She looks around to her side of the room, and she almost can't even recognize herself, her space. She sees her bed where she sleeps and her desk where she does her homework, but everything else that she had pride in, everything else, like the posters that she had hung up, those didn't look the same. Nothing on her side of the room felt like home. And I think at this point in time, she's done pretending, because the first thing that we see is Samara. Her eyes are brimming with tears because, again, she's having flashbacks of the last time that her and Chloe were in the room. And it was them getting ready for their school trip. And she remembers Chloe making a small jab at how she thinks that the posters are cute, because the posters are of different cutesy anime style drawings. So like she's very much into just kawaii, cute. So her sister, her foster sister made a joke saying that she thought it was cute but just childish. And this moment she sees red, and she rips one of the posters down before she even realizes that her hand is beginning to glow that same faintish purplish fuchsia color. And then she slams her hand on her desk, but it's almost as if she slammed something that was 20 times the weight of her fist, because just the entire leg of that desk breaks down under the weight. And then that's just the beginning, because then we see the bed sheet being ripped up, and her the feathers from inside of the pillow, the down, kind of like floating into the air as she just begins to destroy her side of the bedroom. And then finally, you just hear the sound of her crying as she's crumpled on the floor, her back against the broken bed frame, and she just kind of has her hands in her face, and she just wants to go back to a time when she had the comfort of just being in the shadows, how she was like second fiddle to Chloe, and how her friends don't need her. They're perfectly fine without her. If anything, she's just drove even a bigger wedge between her and who she thought was one of her closest friends. And right now, she's probably at her all-time low.
Okay. Powerful scenes. Look around. It's just several shots and panels of just the destruction of the room, the tears that flow from your eyes as you slump onto the ground. As the down starts to drift like snow upon the wreckage of your room, you find yourself just growing tired and weaker, crawling into your bed, cry yourself to sleep as the last bit of sunlight dissipates and there's just darkness that fills the room. It is at this point when you find yourself as you sleep in a strange dream. There's a plane of just darkness until suddenly stars begin to appear in the sky, providing a little bit of illumination. You find yourself stepping in just like a couple inches of water as it causes a ripple that extends beyond your vision, just into infinity. As you look up, a shining figure begins to descend. A woman with pale white skin, yellow eyes, glowing around. There's a glow around her as she wears an all black dress and a mask in the shape of a crescent moon that covers her face and twists up, ending in what looks to be like horns at the edges of the crescents of the moon. Samara. No. The Three of Pentacles. You are far greater than you would ever imagine. You must realize who you truly are. And she lands in front of you, her high heels barely touching the water, causing a slight ripple that bounces against the one that you were creating and cancels it out. She stands towering above you, and she pulls back the mask, revealing herself to be none other than Sariella Gibson. Samara, I come to you in your dream. I come to you to let you know the truth of who you are. You are the daughter of the moon. In you, you harbor the power of 1,000 stars. You are not some mere minor arcana. You are flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, eternum of my eternum. And it is time that you return to where you rightfully belong. What do you do after hearing this strange revelation? What do you do as you hear this sudden revelation and somehow you know it to be true?
I think the only thing that is going through Samara's head right now, given the fact that she can feel it in her bones, that what she's saying is true, she only just asks one question. 3 letters. Why? Why did you abandon me if I'm so important to you? Or important to the Arcana? Why did you leave me as if I was yesterday's rubbish?
She looks
Why?
at you. She looks at you with strange, caring eyes that pierce through you as if she's talking into your heart as she says, because it was meant to be. It was written in the cards. The stars made their choice, and we only follow. There's a reckoning that will be coming. And she stares up, looking at the sky. You swear as you look up and follow her eyes, a strange, almost skeletal shadow reflecting up that disappears as she looks back at you. And I will do all that I can to ensure you are on the right side of history. Please, daughter, my daughter, join me. Forgo your responsibilities, your false responsibilities given to you by that high priestess. Forget your friends, as they call themselves. Where are they now? Do they even care? No. I am your family. Join me, Samara. Become the Arcana, the dark Arcana that you were truly meant to be. And she holds out her hand.
Samara looks at her hand. And for a moment there, it looks like she's going to take a step forward and take it. Then she stops and she blinks a couple times. And in that moment, she remembers when she gained her Arcanum powers She may have been the last one out of her group, but she remembers how happy she was with them when she got them, and how much help the High Priestess has been to her in the absence of her mother and motherly figure, giving her a sanctuary to be able to try and find semblance of an answer to what's been plaguing her. And that's when she kind of like looks from her hand right into her mother's eyes. And she says, "You speak of wanting to be on the right side of history. That must be easy for you to say. People always want to be on the right side of history. It's always a lot easier to try and duck responsibilities. But that's not the reason I was chosen. And you will not sway me. I wish you could have been a mother to me. Just because you had a hand in my making does not mean I'll just follow you implicitly. If you really want to help, then you would stand on our side, not with whatever that was. I'll be gone."
She slips down her mask, putting back on the crescent moon, and her eyebrows furrow as she looks at you with anger. "Fine! Then so be it. You will find yourself and you will find yourself where you truly belong, Samara. But I will not have you meddle in the affairs that are to be. You will remain here in a slumber until I come back and awaken. Maybe then you will see things for what they truly are." She looks up and a light shines down, and when she raises her hands up and slams into the ground as the lights all go out, she disappears and you are stuck in this strange dream-like state in this world where you hear nothing but the sound of your breathing and see nothing, not even your hands in front of you. The manga page turns, and we find ourselves in front of Metro Tin High. It has been decorated with streamers, has been painted in all sorts of festive harvest colors of orange and browns, and terracotta flavorings. There are balloons and signs and banners and all sorts of neon lights that welcomes the students to this harvest festival, this witching hour, as the theme has been placed. There are all sorts of Halloween themed decorations as we go into the school. We have holographic pictures of moving people, of scary ghosts, and all sorts of themed regalia as we go into the large auditorium. This auditorium is filled with all sorts of commodities, such as apple bobbing, a booth for pictures, drinks, students and teachers alike, and a stage where a live band is playing. As everyone is walking in, we see Bryce and Lula May dolled up in their homecoming outfits. Describe how you two look, and we'll start with you, Bryce, and go to Lula May, in your homecoming outfits.
Sure. So he's wearing a, what is that color? Like a deep, dark cranberry colored suit with a navy tie, brown shoots, brown belt, and has sort of a cornucopia boutonniere. And I have given Lula May one just before we made it into the thing. I pulled it out of my bag in the car and I was like, here, I got this for you too. And it sort of looks like a little cornucopia that has similar, stellar, styles and colorings. And I turn to her and I say, I think this looks pretty good on us, and I hope it matches close enough to your dress. I remember you telling me the color, and this is all I could come to mind. And I sort of look in the mirror, and you can see that, unlike my hair right now, Bryce's hair is gelled, it's perfect, it's clean, it's sort of brushed extra nice. He has a, as I said, like the brown tie. He has like the cuffs on the jacket. He's done up really nice. He looks really, really handsome.
I am also wearing sort of a complementary color to you. There are some dark cranberry accents, but what you actually recognize, as Bryce, you recognize it. This is more of the Knight of Wands color scheme. I have like deep, dark, like starry night kind of dress. It is very glittery, but the dark colors are supposed to sort of be matching with like the witching hour and witches as like a theme and all of that. It's very princess ball gown style. And you do see my hair is actually up, which is normal, but I have, instead of in a bun, it is cascading down, and you see like threads of like ribbons kind of tied through the hair. So the curly hair is just kind of almost in this very thick, loose braid. Think Scarlett Johansson, because, her braids are fantastic, and it's that. But you see all of these matching kind of cranberry colored ribbons throughout her hair. And I will, of course, wear the cornucopia.
Fantastic. And all eyes turn to the two of you as you could hear the whisper of the student. Oh my God, she looks so beautiful. Oh my, Bryce, oh, he looks amazing. They're totally going to win. As you make your way into the dance and begin to participate in the festivities. Some time goes by and still no Samara that shows up at this point.
There's definitely, I think, as I'm dancing with you, Bryce, you see my eyes kind of tracking the room, and it looks like I'm looking for someone, and I sort of sigh heavily.
As you sigh, I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't see her either.
I don't know if you noticed, but there were two gowns in that, what I brought over.
I thought one was a little different.
Yeah.
Why isn't she here? I thought I saw her in the stands.
It's my fault. You know what I said, and it's my fault.
But she wouldn't hold that against you and not come to the dance just for a little
Bryce,
misunderstanding.
It isn't about holding it against her. Sammy has been my best friend for the last year, and she's never lied to me. She's always been there for me, and she opened up and told me something that she was terrified to tell me, and well, you were there.
I like stop dancing and sort of like lead us off the dance floor to the side, and I'll say, and I pull out my cell phone. I'm like, let's just call her and see where she is.
I've tried. She won't answer.
I call Sammy's number.
It rings and rings, but no answer.
It's so unlike her.
I know. I mean, I know sometimes she needs her space, and she's never liked the spotlight, but
like for today though,
I don't know. I feel stronger when she's here, and even though I'm the one in the spotlight, it's nice knowing someone is there watching that knows the real me. And she's not here right now.
At that moment, the music dies down, and a gentleman in a suit walks up with a card in his hand, stepping to the mic. Everyone, quiet down. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, I have within my hand who you voted for your homecoming king and queen. Now, can I have a drum roll, please? As everyone in the crowd goes. And your homecoming king and queen is. The lights turn off and the mic cuts off as well, as everyone is looking around, scared and confused. What happened? And there is a shining light, a brilliant shining light in the middle of the ceiling, in the middle of the room. What you see is a woman wearing that all black dress and that crescent moon mask, as the dark arcana, the moon, stands there or floats there before everyone, who is just looking confused and wondering if this is part of the show, or is this some sort of performance that is happening, as her voice echoes and booms. Look at all of you. Look at all of you potentials. I can smell the eternum that slumbers in your veins. But it is time that it is claimed for what it is truly needs to be used for. And she raises her hands and snaps her fingers. And when she does, every single person, adult and child, falls down unconscious, falling asleep as they just poof, 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 poof. And then several students begin to glow. The only ones awake are the two of you, as her vision shifts. Oh, look at what we have here. The minor arcana. You don't have your mages to save you today. Don't get in my way if you know what's good for you.
I look to Bryce. We can't do this alone. I have to get to her. What if she's hurt? What if that's why she's not here?
Go, I'll hold her. And you see Bryce, we're like up against like a wall, and you see him starts like tapping the wall, and you've seen him sort of do this reverberation before, and he's like trying to like pull the energy, because there is a dampening effect. There's this presence that's just so strong right now, and you sort of see like this shimmer, and I'll say, Diamond, punch through to her. go, and I'm gonna I'll take 2 or 3 steps forward to like impose myself in front, so Diamond has space to go. Find her.
As I go to punch, I just put a hand on your shoulder. Please stay strong. I'll be right back. You can protect them. And I will punch through and step into Sammy's room.
As you do that, several Kishin start to appear one by one as they begin to come through the shadows, these dog-like creatures with tentacles from their neck whipping around. They were, some of them going towards the glowing students, while others beginning to surround Bryce as you begin your transformation, powering up to become your minor arcana, your 10 of swords reverse, as Diamond or Lula May pops through, transforming, trying to reach Samara through the portal that you have created.
Poor little minor arcana. You think you can face off against the Umbral Council on your own? Oh, the young truly are the naive.
I don't know who the fuck you think you are, lady. I was like, ruining the harvest thing is one thing, but hurting these people is another. And I will not fucking stand for it. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And you will go fucking down. And I'm gonna take you out. And in this, I'll like pull out, and as I like pull from behind me, sort of like, you know, Ninja Turtle, they pull their swords out. As he pulls the swords, you actually see like doof 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 doof, like 10 swords like spectrally appear around him, and he is calling his arcana form. I am the 10 of swords.
And you transform into your 10 of swords self while she laughs. I'll take your arcana first. And she looks over at the small creatures. And they all go to pounce. And we'll get to you in a moment as this happens, as you're going to take a powerful blow in just quite a moment. But, Samara, you're in bed, and the spectral visage of the moon is still there, soothing you, turning off your calls, blocking off any call, except for you heard the brief in your head from Nexus. What do you do in that moment?
I think you mentioned that Samara was like almost in a kind of trance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that while she is in that trance, I think upon hearing Nixus make that like plea for help, I'd like to try and extend my senses to try and break out of this trance, because I can feel it's almost like it's intoxicating, giving in to the oblivion and just letting her make her feel like she's comfy and just closing off the world. She's trying to like push through that and like wake up, so to speak. Is that possible?
Oh, yes. I would like to unleash your powers to do this.
Yeah.
Am I there yet?
So I was going to say, you want to know how you could probably make this into a full 10?
I have one thing that I absolutely can do. How else can I?
So why don't we? So I would say that this is where you appear, Lula May, and I would like that assistance, that +1 that you can give to push this through. So I want to describe basically that entire scene in the fiction. So how, Samara, is your power being unleashed here, and how is it going unstable until solidifies once Lula May appears?
I think it's upon hearing that plea for help from Nixus that she starts like, because in the very beginning, everything that she was saying to her, placating her, getting her to just like, you know, like
turn off the phone calls, forget your friends. You don't need them. You belong in the dark. That's where you were born. That's where you flourish. And she was giving in until she heard the plea for help. And it was almost like a water drop and the reverberation spilling out and her finally like getting in touch with who she is inside. It's her trying not to give in to her base nature, which may be darkness. It's her moving towards the light. And as it's almost like she's like being held down. It's almost like her body's at the very bottom of the lake, and these black inky tendril arms are all around her, and she's trying to break free of them. And every little bit more, every bubble that rises out of her nose and out of her mouth to the surface is one step closer she gets from breaking through. And as she's trying to reach up, hopefully Lula May's hand can reach out and pull her up and out of the darkness. And that could be maybe how she helps.
I love that. So
very metaphorical.
It's so perfect. So, if I may, because Rip has done this kind of thing for us in the past, as I punch the mirror and it begins to shatter, as I'm traveling through this portal, glass flying around as I transform into my minor arcana, if you will allow me once I get there. But first, it's just the diamond form. And as I crash through, the manga page would show the wreckage, the thrashed room, and the glass morphs. And as I reach through glass, it then becomes those inky tendrils, my hand, and I pull you up. My little tender hand that shouldn't be as strong as it is. I've never not had your back, and I cannot let this be that time.
I love it. And indeed, that 9 now becomes a 10, a full hit where you manifest that power, that ability to snap out and awaken from the stupor. Standing there, shocked, you see the ghost-like figure of the moon who's looking down at you. Daughter, no, she's not your friend. She's not your ally. The dark arcana is your ally. The darkness is where you came from. Search it in your heart. You know it's true. Come to me, Samara. Come to me, my sigil.
Is this when I can unleash my powers on this bitch?
Sure. You want to unleash your, how are you affecting, or do you want to directly engage this? Or how are you affecting the surroundings or using your abilities in a new way?
I do think I want to, if possible, I would like to reach for the Eternum. I would like to reach for the Minor Arcana form. I know that it might be weak right now, so tell me if it works or not, doesn't work. I reach for it. And what I would like to do with unleashing power, I'm not just trying to, it's not a sack of hit points. I am trying to take this staff and stand and let my protective aura envelop Sammy and I and bat her out of this space. She doesn't get to be here right now.
Okay, all right, go ahead and roll with Freak.
All right. I'm so scared. It's a 10!
Okay, so this is not really something tangible. This is like an energy, a form.
Yes.
So you're overcoming this obstacle as she has been influencing Sammy with this dark magic. As you flip your staff, slamming it on the ground as a diamond light shines and hits her. She goes, "This isn't over!" When she disappears into smoke.
I disagree. In that it isn't over. It is over. No. But I just stand by. I am standing like I am guarding you right now. And I just turn as you say thank you. No matter what, I will always be there.
I think at that moment, she leans in and she pulls her into an embrace. And we can celebrate that moment
Later.
But right now, I think after the hug, I think for a second, Samara pulls back and says, "Where's Rip?"
We have to get back to him. He sent me here to... I've had a bad feeling about you, but something's happened at the school. The Kishin, they're there, and there was some kind of energy like the plane. We have to get back there, too.
Let's go.
Are you all right? Okay.
And I think that she's going to squeeze her left hand as she's going to charge. I still have 3 conditions. Hopefully I don't get screwed over and die.
Oh.
Wish me luck, y'all.
Oh.
So I'm going to add a 3. Thank you for reminding me. That's an 8. Let's go.
You know,
will
I
mark-
still have one more hold for you.
Oh, you do? I mean, it's okay because even with that being a 7 to 9 is the same. I'm going to mark angry because I am angry. That I was
Cool.
I was being abused by this woman who called me her daughter. I'm not gonna forget that, but I'm not gonna clock it right now.
No, I don't want to
And-
cut you off and say a but. I would like to offer you a proposition.
Do
Three
it.
cups symbolize friendship and celebration. I'm sorry. Three cups. Sorry. Sorry. The 3 of Pentacles symbolizes collaboration and teamwork. And as you hug, appearing in front of your chest is the 3 of Pentacles. As you start to feel a flow of eternum energy around you, I would like to do a 1-card draw.
Please do.
Have you invoke another tarot ability, which will bump that to a 10 from 8 to 9 to 10, which is called Arcana's Edge.
Ooh.
For Arcana's Edge, you can raise your number by guessing whether or not it is going to be a reverse or if it's going to be an upright, and I will give you +1. It's one of the simplest and easiest ways to up your card, up roll, up and down when using your Arcana powers. So just that extra +1 that you need just to make it to the next level. Think of it about using teamwork selfishly, but you're not using it selfishly. It's like, well, using teamwork, but you're not using teamwork, using your own individual powers of the Arcana. So if you do and get this right, then you will be able to get that full 10. Do we have a deal?
We do.
I love it. I love it. Oh, so upright or reversed?
Upright.
And we have the Judgment Major Arcana card, upright. This card signifies a major awakening, a rebirth, a significant decision made urging you to rise past your limits. Notice how the angel on the card, with their brilliant wings and the horn that heralds a new age, a new dawn. And so Samara, Hex, reaches a new form, her 3 of Pentacles, her minor arcana.
I mean, it's very much just as beautiful and magical as the 2 previous. I think that for a second there, what we're going to see is Sammy or Samara as she's hugging Lula May, she feels that thrum, and then she kind of takes a step back and looks down, and then when she feels it like beat again, she looks up, and her eyes grow wide as this shimmering purple like light just kind of like bursts out, and in that moment, normally her costume is very witchy and tattered, and it's giving arcane, whereas this is very much her embracing the celestial and cosmic arcana down to the roots of her hair changing color. It's got like this beautiful like A-line silhouette that, you know, it gently skims her body, cinching slightly at the waist to flatter without restricting. Her bodice is like this subtle like sweetheart neckline, and it's also got this like, the skirt is also beautiful and falls just above the knee with a gentle flow. Basically it's very much giving like, it's got like the small detail like a ruched waistband, and it's also got these beautiful sigils of the 3 of Pentacles, and I think that she's also got like these elbow length white gloves, that she's also got like these boots, and she looks like she's part of an ensemble, and it almost feels like it's too good to be true. But the next second she looks, it like just kind of sparkles. It looks like amethyst just like bursts into the air, and she's in her full minor arcana form, 3 of Pentacles, and she says, "That was fantastical."
You look amazing. Let's go try to save Brass. I hope he's not dead.
No, let's go.
That was a joke. I'm nervous. And
I was gonna say for my part, I have one burn left that I'd like to use to prepare for their arrival. So as I'm fighting with this image, I'm like full out dueling with this being, and I'm actually like throwing my swords, and once I've thrown the 10th sword, I would actually say gotcha and lock, and then use that last one to create a moat, and all of the 10 swords act as a barrier, and I use it to actually just sort of stasis the space, so that way none of the innocents and civilians get hurt. And I like back them in a way where like I know it's literally only buying time, but maybe that's all that I need.
All right. Go ahead, and so you're trying to using your final burn to do so.
I'm using my final burn to use the moat ability. That is creating a barrier, and so I'm flavoring this barrier as like a sort of stasis field here to prevent any further shadow manipulation or whatever.
As the moon looks down at you, hovering from above, as she was beginning to absorb with this purple energy from the chrysalis of specifically the teenagers who have been entrapped, you stop it, cutting off the flow of magic on each and every one of them. But this leaves you wide open as all of the Kishin are going to jump up and tackle you and attack in this moment in this opportunity. Go ahead and take a powerful blow, please, as you roll with your conditions marked.
Not that I wouldn't love to roll for a powerful blow, but I'm gonna wish with all my heart that I wish Diamond was here to help protect me. Can she use her ability to jump here?
I would say this kind of attack, because this is like the one thing that they would definitely have hit.
Sure. So it's roll with conditions. So I have 1 right now. Ooh. Oh no, that's what we need, right?
Roll low. That's good.
Oh yes. Okay, so I will mark that potential, stand strong, and say how I weather the blow. So these Kishin are nothing to me now. These are the dog Kishin that like we were afraid of in our normal mode, but now I'm in my Arcana mode. So even though my primary swords are locking and creating this stasis, that doesn't mean I can't pull out another sword. And as they like pounce and lunge, sort of like Blade Singer, you see him just sort of like fencer, ching 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 ching, and like cut through these dogs, and just the bodies splatter around him. And I'm like, you'll have to do more, send more than that.
She goes, well then how about this? And she goes and uses her ability to shoot a large blast out of her hand, a moonbeam that shines down. And I would say at this point, Diamond, it could appear, because you would take another powerful blow, but let's see how painting the fiction, Diamond, if you want to kind of use the ability and give it to you by Samara. I'm sorry.
Sorry, let me help paint this picture by sharing. The reason why I said that was because also I gave one of my overcharges to Diamond, so she technically has like a little nugget of my power. So maybe Diamond and Hex can use that.
Okay.
It's a little different than the power, but maybe just throwing that out there.
Maybe that flavorizes how you're definitely using, because I believe, Hex, you were tapping in to use your power as well when you did your burn. Were you teleporting, or were you what were you doing when you were unleashing your power before?
I was when I was charging my burn.
Yeah.
I was definitely trying to get us to get back to the dance.
Yeah.
I was going to overcharge to get up to the dance.
Got it. So, like, yeah, describe your overcharge and getting to the dance to appear here. Maybe using that kind of nugget of energy to link.
Before, her powers came from her sigils, which using her magic, but this is her minor arcana form. So I think that the 3 pentacles are the ones that are going to like basically like, because now they're floating behind her, like in a trifecta, and I think they're going to now like travel to the ground and almost create like a trigram, and that's what's going to allow us to like sink in, and we're then going to appear out of the ground in the dance, hopefully beside our good companion, our good teammate, Rip. And then when we appear, I'm just gonna like take a step forward, and the 3 of Pentacles are going to reappear behind me, and I'm gonna say, "Sorry, I was late. What'd I miss?"
I love it. Go ahead and as the being, I will. So you're jumping in. I'm going to use this to deflect that blast as in there. One of you or both of you can, be one. Roll me a defend as you're trying to defend Rip in this moment from taking that.
Up to you if you want to do it, but I think that's definitely where Diamond's head is at.
Yeah, no, totally.
Cool.
Yeah. If you want to jump to defend, I'm here to help, and I can throw a team.
Okay, cool. So because Rip is my rival, I can roll with danger instead of savior. Yeah. So I will immediately, like, as we come through and we come up through the floor and you see Diamond holding her staff and once again just slams it on the ground, trying to expand that protective energy to catch Rip. I'm going to attempt this.
Go and roll with danger.
Where are you? Bull's Heart Defender. There we are. Oh.
6.
No, I forgot that I have insecure. So it's a 6. You called it.
But it's also a 7 because of the energy.
Oh, and
you have she had an ongoing because of your one ability. Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So then that would be a 7. I think seeing that I am able to keep him safe, but I see how quick, like how close a call it is. I almost can't do it, and I have this doubt in myself that insecurity. But I think seeing that it is possible, I need to embrace that. I need to embrace my capabilities and trust my friends and trust that we can do this if we just work together. I would like to clear my insecure.
Okay. So you jump in there, blocking the blast. It actually shines off of your diamonds, like that, like your armor, your diamond-like armor, shooting up and hitting the roof, exposing the ceiling, or exposing the sky behind, and the purple barrier that surrounds the school. Though it does burn, it stings as you're taking hit, and you can feel that Arcana energy starting to go even lower. Though still at full power, standing there, Hex, as you see the moon, someone who's revealed themselves to be your mother, standing before you. So before, that image was just some sort of apparition, but now the moon is officially here, and she looks just like the High Priestess, and she looks down at you. And to escalate the situation, she, now that her daughter is there, she is basically going, the kid gloves come off as she looks down at you and says, "Daughter of darkness, you know where you truly belong. Yet Arcana is not meant to serve the Arcana Star. Join me, and I will teach you what Tarot's true essence is."
You seriously call yourself my mother? This is the first time I've ever heard of you. No. I'm sorry, but you don't get that privilege. These are my family, and I will not let you hurt them. Not while I'm still able to stand and breathe air in my lungs. So if you want to fight, we will give you one.
Okay. She looks at you. There's a bit of hesitation as she sees herself surrounded. Is there anything you wish to do, or anything you want to do, as you seem to have gotten an opportunity through this? She's hesitating.
I still have one burn left. Could I please burn it and mark hopeless as I take elemental awareness? Spend one burn and mark condition to open your mind up to the world around you with your powers. You can ask any one question about the world around you. GM will answer honestly.
Yes?
I think for the very first time, which is very fitting, while Hex is in her minor arcana form, she's having a vision that she has manifested herself. It did not come from someplace dark that she knows is slowly eating away at her. And I think that as she looks around, her eyes land on her mother. And the one question I'd like to ask you, how can we dispel her? How can we get rid of her and end it for now?
You have power inside. Your magic, your energy seems to have an effect on her. You can feel it. You need a lot of Eternum to fight against this, and your allies are just on empty, but you are full. Releasing all of your powers, augmenting the barrier, the environment around you to cast her aside in this moment where she seems to have her defenses down is the way to push her away and free the captives around who are inside of the chrysalis.
Stasis.
Oh yeah, who are stasis in the chrysalis.
Can I make one argument for you? Can I make one minor argument in this moment?
You're really quiet. What was that?
Can I make one argument
Oh, yeah?
what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
I think in this moment, what she's noticing, what she just said was, I have this family But she seems to not have that. And instead, I would like to maybe comfort her, support her, and show her that right now in this moment, she doesn't have to take me by force. And this doesn't have to happen right now. We can still have a conversation, and this doesn't have to end like this right in this moment. And to do that, I'd love to use my playbook move, the mask, and I'd love to switch my savior for my mundane and switch my mundane to +3.
Ooh.
It's once per session.
Please do. Describe how this looks and what do you say? Let's now work this out in the fiction and then you make that roll.
I think that everything she says stays the same in the fiction, except that's where she kind of stops. And Samara has a flashback of how when she was a baby, the one thing that she always or ever wanted to know was to meet who her birth mother was. But that was something that she just kept putting off again and again and again. And all the different times in her upbringing while she was in foster care, the one thing that she would hold a bit of shred of hope to was that one day, maybe, if the stars aligned, she'd be reunited with her mom. And in this moment, she's realizing she's getting that same exact opportunity under very different circumstances. And beggars can't be choosers, because even though her teammate has a parent that is doing some shady things, she knows that he still loves her. So maybe somewhere deep down in all that false purity, maybe there is a shred of love that she can find. So I think that's what Hex is going to try and hold on to. And I think that she's going to because she's also has I didn't describe it, but she also has a mask, and it's like a really beautiful mask / crown, and there's like 3 little points for the 3 of Pentacles. But I think when she like motions her left hand over her face, the mask is gone, so she can see her mother face to face, and then she's just gonna say, "Please, don't do this. We've just been reunited. It does not have to end this way. Let them go. And we can talk about this soon."
Go ahead
Do
and
that.
roll with. Oh. Go ahead and roll with mundane, please.
I mean, I still have all my conditions marked, so I'm still low-key screwed. But I get to roll with a +1.
She looks on at you, and for a moment you see she looks just like the High Priestess, but the energy is different. But in that moment, their energy seemed to resonate, and she looks sad. She looks around. The day the new moon rises will be here, but that day is not today. You may have won this one. You survived another night. Minor arcana. But the moon won't be so kind again next time. You've made your choice, daughter. I hope you are able to live with it. She snaps her fingers and the Kishin disappears. The chrysalis shatter and the moon door opens up. She steps through, looking back one last time, focusing upon you in your new tarot form. As she goes, "Beautiful." And the door closes. And that is how we will end Homecoming Night.
Oof, what an episode. Jeez.
What an episode indeed.
Oh,
The roller coaster of emotions.
that was heavy.